Hello, this is episode 1 of If Marvel Heroes Were Villains. Basically, this is just like a what if. It's if Marvel heroes were villains, it's basically explanatory. In this world, Avengers are evil. Yeah, roles are reversed. It's like Earth X from DC. Let's get to it. The first minifigure that we're going to go off is probably one of the simplest. It is going to be Thor, the dictator of Asgard. Now, hang on. Now, the legs are from one of those, like, Ninjago snake red people from the Hands of Time series. The torso is from that it's from a random Thor minifigure that's, silver with some blue with some dark silver hands. Then we're going to be adding one of this brown cape from the second Mandalorian battle pack. I think that the brown represents that he is not the original Thor that we know. And hang on, let me attach this. Hang on. These capes are so confusing. The second piece we're going to be adding for some extra detail is this fur piece, which is from Kraven the Hunter, Korg, just a bunch of minifigures. Next, we're going to be adding a Infinity War Thor head with the lightning on it. We're also going to be adding the same Thor from Infinity War hairpiece. Because it's sad, I would use the long one, but it doesn't fit with this fur piece. Now you see from the hammer is actually from a CMF Viking CMF minifigure, I believe. It's from a CMF minifigure. So we're just gonna attach this hammer to the minifigure, and there we have Thor Odinson, the dictator of Asgard. Basically, it's still pretty self-explanatory, everyone. It's evil Thor. It's an evil Thor. Not a party Thor, an evil one. And he basically helps the Avengers, who are basically evil in this universe, rule Earth as well. And before I move on to the next minifigure, make sure to comment who you would want to see turn into a villain next. And if you guys want to see Marvel villains turned into heroes. But now let's probably get to the most worthless Avenger. We have Hawkeye. Yeah, let's get to it. Now, for this minifigure, we're going to start off with the Huntress legs from the DC CMF series. We're going to use that villain from Shang-Chi's torso, the one with like the hand as a blade with purple arms and black hands. Then we're going to add a quiver. You can use this brown one, or you can use the a black one. I just have this brown one and a green one, and I don't think the green will fit, so then we're just going to use this face, this head, which is on like 7 minifigures, including Loki and Lex Luthor, with this blonde hairpiece, which is from Star-Lord and a couple other minifigures. Then, to make him a little bit different from his counterpart, since this just kind of looks like a more hardened Hawkeye, he actually uses a quick refilling crossbow. Now, Hawkeye is basically evil in this universe. He's pretty self-explanatory. And his partner is who we're going to get to next. One of my favorites, we have Natasha Romanoff, or Death Widow. Now, for this minifigure, we're going to start off with these Civil War Black Widow legs. Then we're going to use Catwoman's from the Batman movie sets with gray arms and black hands. I'm going to add this shoulder piece, which I don't know where I got this one from, but it is on the Jafar minifigure. Now for the head, it's actually kind of tricky. We're going to start with this gas piece, which is most common on the AIM soldiers. We're going to use the Infinity War Black Widow head with this Barbara Gordon hairpiece from the Lego Batman movie. And then for her items, using all of my good pieces for my ongoing short series, which is making a second DC CMF series. And so we're going to give her batons, which are in fact still blue. Now, while I add those, I'm going to give you a little bit of context. So I'm taking media, for this, universe that I'm establishing, I'm using media from, all different media, so, comic books and movies and TV shows. So it's kind of a mixed origin. Basically, in the comics, she started out as a villain, so, what if the Avengers actually followed Black Widow's deal and became villains? So, the Avengers started out as heroes and became villains like Natasha. So that's right. Black Widow is the leader of the evil Avengers. Yeah. Because Iron Man and Captain America, the next two minifigures, aren't the only ones who can be leaders. The girls need to get on this. I hope I got priority points there. Alright, now let's get to the next minifigure. Which, let's do Iron Man. Why do I sound like the Green Goblin right now? Alright, we're going to start with legs from the video game version of the Iron Man suit, which has now been also in the mechs. Then we're going to use the same torso with dark red arms and black hands. Then we're going to add these shoulder pieces from the Lego Ninjago Prime Empire Rat People suits. You can take any black head, just as long as it shows black. I'm just going to use an Outrider head. You don't need to use it. In fact, you can use a Tony Stark head. I'm just using this to add a little bit more darkness. We're going to take these Endgame War Machine headpiece with a normal Iron Man face, or you could use the black and gold suit mask. I just don't have that, and my brother probably wouldn't let me. So that's basically it for this custom. Yeah, basically Iron Man's a villain, so he turned his Iron Man armor into a War Machine armor. And yeah, that's basically it. And for the final minifigure, we have Captain America. Now, we're gonna start off with some dark blue legs with a Stormtrooper belt piece, some sort of Stormtrooper belt piece from Star Wars. We're gonna use we're gonna take, you can use any Captain America piece. I just used this one to add a little bit more brown with yellow arms and some brown hands. And no, do not use the Captain America Sam Wilson piece. I repeat, do not use it. I think this looks much better. Then we're going to use a skeleton piece, headpiece, which I'll explain that in a second. We're going to use any Captain America mask. I just used one that I accidentally wiped off the printing, which I think looks much better. Then for his accessory, we're just going to give him his Captain America shield. Now, let me give you a bit of context on why there's white. Now, you see, the white on the suit, except for the arms, and see, basically the super soldier serum, like, started deteriorating his skin. And so, but frozen on ice pretty much froze his flesh to his skin, so it stopped deteriorating. But it didn't stop soon enough, so now basically his arms, now you see, yeah. So those arms are actually what's showing, is actually skin showing, and so is that head. So yeah, basically his body was deteriorating, the frozen stopped him, but now he's basically a Red Skull. Now, I hope you liked this video, and if you do, make sure to give it a warm welcome. Write in the comments below on what other minifigures you would like, and I'll see you all in episode 2.